Since the start of the Russian-Ukrainian war last year, wheat flour has become rare and expensive in several African countries. Many are looking for alternatives in local production. This is the case in Cameroon, where young entrepreneurs are embarking on the production of cassava flour. In shops and supermarkets in Douala, there are now pastries or couscous derived from this alternative flour. Can this initiative become sustainable? Our journalist Maxime Bougna-Farel tried to find out more. Take a look.
Mama Ange waits patiently in her shop in a working-class district of Douala in Cameroon for customers to buy a bag of flour that she purchased at the beginning of the week. The current inflation is something she's never experienced in the 10 years she's owned the shop.
The flour used to cost 400 per kilo, now it costs 550 or even 600. The price is really high and it doesn't allow the donut sellers to make donuts anymore. When you see the 25-cent donuts, it's like a marble. The oil is expensive, the flour is expensive, and the sugar is expensive. So they can't do it anymore, and many of them have even left.
While Mama Ange and other Cameroonians grumble about the increasing costs of flour and other products in recent months, wholesalers and retailers place the blame on the war in Ukraine, which has reduced availability of some basic staples. It's something that makes life difficult for millions of households.
Before I could take out even 10 bags of flour. Now I sell a bag in 3 or 4 days. Imagine when you sell a bag in 3 or 4 days, you sell 2 or 3 bags a week. This has a big impact on sales. Usually we should be familiar with flours such as cassava and maize, but this is different from the case in the market, and we are more familiar with wheat flour.
As inflation persists, a Cameroonian association proposed a local solution as an alternative to the increasingly expensive flour. They decided to replace the wheat flour with cassava flour, in which cassava tubers are transformed into flour, which is then used to make bread and other pastries.
We transform cassava into flour for pastry, and with this flour we make crispy biscuits, pancakes, cakes and pizzas. We also have water fufu, the water fufu we eat with the eru, and the fresh couscous.
Sulamite's center of production is in the Bonaberi district of Douala.
Farmers come with their trucks or pickups. It depends on the quantity, 1.5 tons, 2 or 3 tons, but here we take a maximum of 3 tons per day. So the cassava arrives here, we pour it and weigh it on the spot. When we wash it here, we divide what is going to be chopped for the flour, we put on one side, what is going to be soaked for the couscous. The water fufu and the fresh fufu we'll put in the bin. And this is where it happens. We call it the wet zone.
Here, crisps, fresh and dry couscous, cakes and other products are made by this agricultural enthusiast who initially had difficulty introducing her wares to consumers more used to wheat-based products. But in recent months, thanks to the support of other associations, interest in her goods has taken off.
We systematically identify the actors who are involved in the potential of transformation done locally. In addition to that, after identifying them, we list them, and after listing them, we support them in structuring their business. Moreover, we also help them with advice and counsel, which is what we do through conferences and workshops.
If a long-term objective is to favor the consumption of made-in-Cameroon foodstuffs, economist Edmond Caute believes the government will first need to increase subsidies and investments in the production and processing of local products for local consumers.
Yes, Cameroon has land that is suitable for wheat cultivation, and it has already been done before. People have experimented wheat cultivation in Cameroon. So today we need to mobilize the financial, technological and technical means to grow wheat in large quantities. And to leverage transformation technologies from wheat to flour, which is possible. And it's the same for rice and maize. Today we need to resolve the question of the cost of production. If we produce wheat in Cameroon or process it in Cameroon, will it be competitive compared to imported flour and wheat? This is the question that needs to be asked.
According to the Ministry of Trade, Cameroon imported nearly 900,000 tons of wheat in 2021. Yet cassava production is proving to be robust, with 4.8 million tons in 2020. And with other stocks struggling to sell, it's another argument for diversification and the local processing of cassava flour.